Kevin Madden, Republican strategist, joins us now. And Kevin, let's start with the big news. This obviously the terrorist suspect was caught. It seems like we got lucky more than anything else, and it's happened a couple of times now. Immediately, we've seen some Republicans attack. We saw John McCain this morning say you shouldn't give the suspect Miranda rights, even though he's a U.S. citizen and that he was captured on U.S. soil. So Mitch McConnell out there right away saying, I hope that we get useful information. Right? What do you think about the Republicans have to be careful about how aggressive they come back and sort of pushing back before we even know what happened with this guy?
Well, look, the first thing that we have to remember is that this is a perfect example of national security being a policy and the politics of national security always being driven by events. It's not really the long-term trends. And I think what you see with somebody like John McCain is that he's going to seize on this because he believes it's a strong issue. And then others inside the party leaders, are going to seize on it because it's an important policy debate because it shows the contrast between how we approach the handling of terror suspects versus how Democrats. Republicans, by and large, feel that we have the upper hand there because Democrats see it as a law enforcement issue and we see it as primarily a military issue or an intelligence issue. So this is going to be a vehicle for both the policy debate, which is in an election year essentially a political debate.
So, but the record is still the same as the Bush administration was, which was post 9/11, still no attack on our soil, right?
Correct.
Now, as Rick was saying, a lot of that is luck. But do you think Republicans look at this and say the record shows we had a better national security record?
Again, I think it has more to do with the fundamental worldview,
right?
How we approach it. For example, Secretary Napolitano, upon first gathering some information, and I'm not judging this, I'm kind of trying to analyze it, said, well, we have nothing else to believe but other than that this was a one-off. And then that significantly changed to the point where the Attorney General had a different statement later in the day, and then you actually had a very robust statement from Robert Gibbs from the podium, because there was a sort of realization. So their first instinct was that this is probably not a problem, and then as they gathered more information, it was a problem. And I think Republicans, we tend to do it the opposite, or at least the Bush administration, the perception was that they thought everything was to be considered, it's a worst-case scenario, because given the nature of the threat around the globe, that we considered that we have to do that in order to be justifiable when it comes to our national security posture. So I think that is where the contrast lies, and that is where the differences lie with how people argue about this in public.
Speaking of first instincts, we've got this fast-moving story in New York and the slow-moving story off the Gulf, and the first instincts from the Obama White House at the beginning was to say, look, this is under control. Much different message coming out of the White House. What do you make about how they've been out of the box on that?
Well, I think they were very slow to. They may have been quick to act on it. We don't know. I don't know. We don't have as much ready information about what it was that they did the second they knew that this was a problem. But they were much slower to talk about it, or at least show that there was a great level of concern, to show that there was a lot of action on behalf of the administration. I mean, the public ultimately has to rely on the White House to demonstrate exactly how serious of a problem this is. And it seems that they were slow to show that they had a more heightened sense of awareness that this was as catastrophic an event as it's turning out to be.
It also seems now that they're using BP as sort of a whipping boy here, right? Like the energy company now is what the Wall Street banks were last week.
Yeah, I mean, when Washington is unpopular as it is, they're literally like searching for targets. Whether it's Goldman Sachs last week or BP this week, they are as sure as heck going to project a lot of the public anger towards somebody else but Washington, but the administration, but Congress. And now we're going to see the formula. Yeah. We're going to see hearings up on Capitol Hill with members of both. Yeah, with members of both parties beating up on a corporate.
It's really something. And God, you never know what to expect in that White House. Really. All right, Kevin Madden, Republican strategist. Check out Kevin's firm's Resurgent Republic new poll out for your anniversary. Happy anniversary.
That's right. Yeah, thank you. And then you have to celebrate it with a poll.
But it's not
Cake and presents.
Twitter.com.